here's the cell tower right here. And that's the microwave effect that I've been getting shot in the head with this entire morning. And while I got in my truck to drive back to my house after working all night, I played some music, right? And in like about 5-10 seconds after listening to my song that I played, it stops. And the song just completely stops. And that's because of backdoors on our phones. So our phone can be remotely controlled by the intelligence community and the military to the point where they will be running a different operating system, giving us a facade of our regular Android or iPhone or whatever operating system that we're using. So, like, I've gotten screenshots of it to the point where, like, when I log into Google, their Google safety checks catch it and say, hey, do you want to allow this device from this place using this operating system into your account? And like a lot of the time it'll be me using my own phone and it'll say it's a Windows device and it'll say it's in a random country. And like a lot of the time that this has happened, I'm not even using a VPN or a Windows device at the time. It should say Android, or it should say like Las Vegas. And a lot of the time it just does not say that. So this morning, having my phone hacked, and that might not seem like it's the most important thing in the world, like, oh, okay, we're gonna stop your music anytime you want. But no, I pay for my phone service. I pay for my Spotify service, and I deserve to be able to listen to my Spotify service on my phone and have it not stopped by military and intelligence community stalkers. And that's communication. Mountain View Hospital has panel antennas all on it. Okay? They're extremely hidden, but this fucking place has a shit ton of panel antennas. This United Healthcare. There they are. They're on the backside of Mountain View. And then here they are right here, this United Healthcare. So that's a 300,000 value that's being shot in here right now. And that's being shot in my head to fuck with my brain state. And then there's this tower right over here. Another thing about this is these people watch you driving, they watch ahead of you, they watch anything they can to try to engineer an accident. So I've lived this firsthand for years, and I have been in very close situations where I've almost gotten in terrible accidents numerous times. And like right now I'm driving, and these people are trying to stress me out about like what's the right lane to be in, what's the wrong lane to be in. And normally that doesn't really matter, right? Because you have both hands on the wheel and you're doing your thing. But when you're being shot in the fucking head with radio frequencies all morning, you're being harassed, they're fucking with your phone, then yeah, it makes it pretty fucking dangerous. And there's that giant tower right there. You hear that high-pitched sound that's hitting me in the head, and then that value is increased, showing that I am indeed being irradiated by that tower. So this isn't just a modulation type where it's passing through here, passing by here. No, that's hitting me with force, okay? If there was a reader set a foot behind me, that's not gonna go piercing through the truck, piercing through that other reader behind me. No, this the bite of this blast of electrons hits me in the head, and then a foot behind me, you won't have as strong of a reading. So that's laser accuracy with a digital weapon or an electronic weapon that has infinite ammo. And the thing about this is that scientifically, it doesn't operate like you think it might. Like, it's not just sending a pulse of radio frequency sweeping through the land constantly that doesn't hurt most people. No, there are parts of it that are transmitting sine waves that is not going to hurt you. And then there's parts of it transmitting radar spike waves that's going to hurt anybody it comes in contact with. And then there's the gigahertz do also, the HPM do. So, like, it's so obvious, like, when your body is being irradiated with one or the other, or it's just like if you're hearing a voice right now, you know that you've lived your whole life not being a schizophrenic. You know that the chances of you developing that problem late term in life is statistically impossible. It's not a chance. So you've got subliminal messaging or microwave auditory effect. Now, how the fuck do you tell the difference between the two? You're being communicated to without your consent. It's to the point where it's harassment. If you try to notify enforcement, no law enforcement, whatever, they don't give a shit, right? And then how do you prove scientifically that's happening? Well, with your Wi-Fi on and your mobile signal on, which is what's happening in most environments, the law enforcement agencies could say, hey, dude, it doesn't sound like there's just V2K coming in. It sounds like there's a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's done by design. So these things are transmitting to the point where it's actually covering. So them covering up for this giant corruption, it covers up for 10 other corruptions. Because if your phone is transmitting noise to the point where you can't take a good reading next to it because just on airplane mode, it's maxing out readers, and everybody for the most part has got a mobile phone on them, then how are you supposed to take a good reading, like in your office, for example, if you're experiencing B2K while you're just trying to do some busy work so you can keep food on your table? Well, that's how evil this program's run, is they'll harass you 24 hours a day while you're working and not give a fuck about you. They will try to instigate problems in your life. And trust me on this, I've been going through this since 2015. And like, my phone's on mobile signal right now so that I can send this live, but I can still hear violent ripples and violent pulses of radio frequency energy that's hitting my body. And that's not even on the highest setting. So I've been using this meter now for about a week and a half, I think, and different settings are able to pick up different ranges of radio frequencies. So I've got the booklet that came with this at my house, and I'll be posting a picture of that on my community tab later. But it's not just like one click does everything. There's radar do, there's gigahertz do, and it's all being used in conjunction. You know, you might even be hit with the same shit at the same time, because it makes it that much more difficult to determine what's happening and to protect yourself from it. And you can feel the difference. Like, if you have a dew hitting you and then you put something in front of you that gives you relief, you're going to feel that relief change immediately. And like, I know, I had spent night after night after night after night getting tortured while just trying to sleep. I put a pillow on top of me. I put a fucking radio frequency proof cloth on top of me. Tried it all, right? Water shielding, this, that, and the other. And you got people driving like dog shit in front of me. Just absolutely driving like dog shit. Sorry. So, you know, if you've been going through this, like I have, that you've tried anything and everything to try to block the shit out and it just does not block it. Well, it's because it's a radio frequency. It's an electronic signal that's being shot at our body. It's stimulating our brains, the electronic part of our brain that processes this mechanical audio that our ears sound, and it processes it so much more quickly. And the same thing happens with pain. Typically, like, if you get punched in the arm or something, that pain process is a lot slower than if it goes directly electrically in the nervous system. So that's what's happening. And years and years ago, when I was going through this, somebody was like, well, why don't you just write down what's being said to you and that type of thing? Well, it's not that simple to write down what's being said to you when it's being transmitted in microwave auditory effect, where they can just say one word in a specific tone and have that associated with other data that then gives you a thought slash a message. And so it's not just audio harassment. It's abuse of a sense that we didn't know that we had, which is giving information to us directly in an electrical sense. And I'm so positive of this. If you just look into that topic alone for the next couple of days, you're probably going to find some extremely advanced projects on this that do exactly that. You know what I mean? So as a victim of this, you're dealing with my information from that perspective. So that's all for today.